experience with Simona. Well, there's two recording for both of us, one in Facebook and then one here in Zoom. So I'll definitely send that away because of course we're in business and we use any video recordings as leverage. So especially those new business owners, consultant coaches who's watching this live know that any videos that we record, you could leverage that for your marketing purposes. Okay. Anyhow, we're gonna come back to our topic. Just on a side note, some powerful tip for those new entrepreneurs. Well, we would love to know, Simona, your clients, your audience, who you're serving right now, who they are, and especially, anyone who's watching this live, if you do really connect with Simona, there is a way to actually work with her at a deeper level after this replay. Okay, so stay tuned, stay with us. We are here with you every step of the way.
So it's really interesting because I've been doing it so long. I've worked with so many different
Yeah.
people.
Mhm.
It's just, you know, I worked with children in nursery, a whole room full of 2-year-olds that just had breakfast and got fed sugar and they would go bonkers. And then the nursery teachers would look at me as I meditate with them and they all calm down. And they're
Oh.
just like, how does she do that? So it's
Mhm.
just like I've worked with the military, in the foster service, in schools, in prisons. But what I do now and what I love most, and a lot of that was also stretching me, stretching my limits,
Mhm.
to have compassion.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and now it really feels like I just align with women that are in transition. And
Mm.
that can be wanting to have a baby. And
Mm.
it's not quite so easy because there's so much I can help you with, like just with aligning with your partner, Ayurveda, meridian therapy. It's not hard work. It's easy and fun, and we bring the pleasure back in your relationship. It's with every person, it's different. I know thousands and thousands of processes. I don't
Mhm.
do cookie cutting. I will be told what you need, and that's what I will teach you. So I work a lot with menopausal women. I'm perimenopausal, so I don't even have like knowledge on it yet. I have like so many women that I've helped through it just by, I have this program called REAL, REAL, and it stands for Reclaim Your Energetically Aligned Life. And that's what I
Oh,
do.
I
And if you
love
do that
that.
in transition, while
Mhm.
everything's shifting on the outside, if you can anchor in that, then life just brings you events and you can choose how to dance with them. So the event is not the bad thing anymore. It's the event just is. It's a co-creation. But like whatever comes your way, you can have a benevolent view, you can have that deep inner grounding, and it doesn't, like, most of the pain that comes with position comes through old program and conditionings and limiting beliefs. So if
Mhm.
there's a whole truck full of that and you find it's difficult to transition, then your hormones, everything will represent that, and you will not be able to easily conceive. I was told I cannot conceive,
Oh.
and I have two beautiful children. So naturally received with love. Miracles are possible. Miracles are my daily life. And it's just knowing that you are the medicine for you. I am not the medicine. I empower you to hear you. I'm not your oracle. I've learned not to do that. I give you what you need so you can navigate any transition with joy. The reason why I work with women is their brain works different. And it doesn't matter if it's a woman in her masculine or a
Mhm.
woman in her feminine. The
Mhm.
whole spectrum is the same, but we have a womb.
Mhm.
And even if you don't have a womb, you have the energy of the womb.
Mhm.
So I just really just that play and creativity
Mhm.
that just works so much better with women. And I just love it. It's not that I would say I never work with men. I've worked with men all my life, but I understand women where men are mystery to me.
Ah, I see. Wow, beautifully said. Very crystal clear. Thank you for sharing that, Simona. I receive, and actually, I'd love to just provide some key highlights with what you've shared that I resonate with the most. Where in today's society, just going through 15 plus years of nursing and medical, working in healthcare, I've seen the challenges that women face. And I'm not saying that men doesn't face their own set of challenges, like we all do in this world, different set of challenges. And like what you said, the women are wired differently. So here is an expert who knows women at a deeper level, Simona. So meaning, especially in those transitions, most of the time, women, and I've been there when I moved here in the States from the Philippines when I was 16, I was actually afraid. I was insecure. I don't know what to do next. And with me believing in God, that supported me, being connected with Source. And when you said miracles, I resonate with that. I'm a miracle. I actually survived or thrived from two major near death experiences and also about 7 to 8 near miss death experiences since I was a child. So meaning I could really write a book on this, which stay tuned, I will at divine timing. And I share that because it shows how we are all connected as well. If you're struggling with hormones, with menopause, and any women problems, right? Maybe transition in your career, in birthing,
Yeah.
right?
It's so interesting because we have taken it for granted that periods are painful and heavy or irregular. That you don't have to have that. Even endometriosis, you don't need to have it. You don't have to have any of that. It's curable, it's easy, it's
Uh-huh.
not even difficult, right? So it's really any cycle that doesn't work well is something that can be addressed when you work with the cycle.
Yeah. And I've learned with mention about cycle is moon cycle too.
That's exactly what it is. And that's what my offer is for today. So I will talk
Ah,
about that
okay.
later.
That's awesome
Mm.
because when I became in tune with the moon cycle, actually, my period, I'll be more vulnerable. It was aligned with the full moon where I'm
Yeah.
releasing and letting go. And then new moon is creation.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, I love to just share that too because we're talking about cycles. But anyhow, we're gonna go deeper with also the problem you solve, Simona. What would that be for you? Like specific problems. I know you've mentioned already specific one, but if you can go deeper with that so our audience will have a more understanding of the problem you solve.
Yes. So I don't solve problems. So I love this question
Oh,
because everyone was like, you don't solve problems.
ah.
I don't solve problems because it's so plain obvious to me that if you look for problem solving,
Mhm.
it is highly addictive. So a lot of reasons why women are not in their power
Mhm.
is because they try to problem solve. Let men problem solve. Let
Mm.
men solve problems. The
Mm.
problem is with problem solving is when we're really good at problem solving. I've been a manager at a big clothing store, several shops, hundreds of employees. And I was a problem solver when I was younger, and I
Mhm.
thrived on it. I was good at it. And it
Mhm.
felt like it was my identity. I'm the manager. And the more problem I solved, the more worth I had, the more
Mm.
wealth I had.
Mhm.
But I think it's a trap.
Yeah.
So I think
Mhm.
the more you strive on solving problems for others and yourself, the more you actually create them.
Mhm.
Because if you understand that you do create your reality, which I
Mhm.
know you do, you don't have to believe me. It's
Mhm.
okay to think you don't. Like we co-create events, but you create your reality. And that's the most amazing thing about menopause. You stop procreating and you master creation. I love it. Any woman suffering in menopause, please reach out.
Okay.
You're missing something. Usually it's because we are so addicted to estrogen, which
Mm-hmm.
is our multitasking brain for raising children, many of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like problem solving hormone,
Mm-hmm.
which is wonderful if you have like a kid on your breast, cook the dinner, and you make homework with another couple while one has fever, one is teething, right? It's just like we can do all that. We can do it. But whoever created us, I believe in God, but I always work with the belief of the person in front of me. I don't push my belief on anyone. Like I wrote a book on Ramadan. I'm not a Muslim. So, but I've
Wow.
worked with so many Muslims that we found this real need to actually bring religions together and actually just tell them what people do and learn how you can learn some really cool things from Ramadan without you having to be a Muslim that we all can learn from. It's beautiful. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really the solving and the fixing. If you hear problem solving, when your focus is on problem solving, like where your focus is, your energy goes, and that's where you create. So if your focus is on solving problems, you are creating more problems. That's a fact, an energetic fact. Okay? So when I can take your focus away from problem solving to creating what you want, then you create what you want. And for that, there's certain base ingredients that everyone would need to be able to do that. So I have smaller packages and I have like the real deal. The real deal is a proper commitment and your life will never be the same. I promise you. I am happily giving you your money back if I let you down. I've been doing it for so long. I don't. I don't need to give I've never had to give anyone their money back. I don't do advertising. I only run on referrals. I do such a good job that everyone recommends their friends to me. And I'm not available to work with anyone one-to-one till February. So it's not like you can't just show up, give me some money, and we need to align. So we need to, where we go on a call that you can book and we see, like I can see energy and I can see if you're ready for real, or if maybe one of the smaller packages is something that needs to prepare you now. So that maybe in February, March, April, we can actually deep dive, but you need to be prepared because if you're still kind of like a little bit in victimhood, and I'm not minimizing you, and it's oftenly like poo-pooed, oh, how can you still be in victimhood? Like, hello, it's okay to be in victimhood. It just is. It's like quite often victimhood comes from putting too much importance of what other people think of you. And that had to do with a childhood vulnerability. So I also do inner child work. And that was actually the first thing I ever did because I can hear your inner child and I can see the disconnect. And without you connecting to your inner child, the real job that I do with you won't even work. So I will not just sell you like a big package just because you have money, or whatever. We just nibble away at it and we start wherever you are. I have signed up 3 people for real right away without doing any other program, but they were ready. They were resonant. But that was only 3 times in having worked for 25 years in this. So, just go easy. Start with clearing out, making space.
Thank you for your unique perspective on this. Interesting. Yeah, and I hear you on we create our own reality and you choose what reality you want to live in. Simone,
And
is honestly, you've given a great perspective of all the, I mean, not to compare, but you did share some insightful, unique perspective when it comes to where you put your focus on. And I've learned from different mentors well-known mentors that problems are gifts. And I actually enjoy it. I'm a natural problem solver as the president of my nursing org, and I enjoy it, right? So I love the balance of solving a problem and then taking the action necessary for me to live my vision. That's why I do what I do now, which I've journeyed as a soul, where I've played variety of roles. You mentioned you're a manager. I used to be like charge nurse even in at bedside. But as a divine feminine, I don't want to be constricted. I want to be
Mhm.
free, to do what I want as the queen that we are, the goddesses that we are. And I believe in us women rising to be the positive force of nature that we are. And I love the word you shared, Rick. Real, reclaim, energetic, aligning
Lives.
life.
Angelically aligning lives. Yeah.
Yes, I love that term. Take those notes, those
Yeah.
acronyms.
But
Um,
that's where everything else changes. If you can
yeah,
go to the root, and there's so many mentors doing great jobs, but
yeah,
they kind of like work here and no one actually goes. Like
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with feeling sorry for yourself, but no, it's a choice. It's fine and you probably deserve it. Okay,
Mhm,
like you can, because sometimes feeling really bad and hurt is
mhm,
very cathartic. So
mhm,
I won't tell you not to feel grief. It's a sacred. Grief is love. Grief is the equivalent to the love you've given another. So how can that be something you need to get over? I have
mhm,
no, like as an energy seer, grief is sacred. I'm the
mhm.
one you can sit with 10 years after someone died that you barely knew, and I would still sit with you in grace and hold you, where all your
Mhm,
friends and all your family just roll their eyes.
mhm.
Like
Yeah,
they don't understand grief.
mhm.
I understand grief.
I
I
could
do.
feel that. Mm.
Yeah. And I do
I feel it.
know
I feel
how
it.
it is to like my life hasn't been straightforward.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's not like that just because I can see energy, everything works out fine. And I'm on my second marriage that I've just broken up 48 hours ago.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm leaving the house where I raised my children. So
Oh.
it's not all straightforward. But
Mhm,
I got the blessing from my children to leave because
mhm,
I've minimized myself for another, because it is really hard to live with me. I'm a very strong human being. I have a lot of light, and
yeah.
it is really, really difficult to um, feel big next to me.
Ah. Mm,
And my heart goes out, and
mhm.
it's all good. And we will work. And my first husband is my best friend, my
Aw.
connection, and I will make the
Mhm,
same thing happen with the second one.
mhm.
And I'm not sure if there needs to be a third one. So it's fine. But I'm
Mhm.
now today. That's why I couldn't respond to you. It
Yeah.
has been a really busy 2 days. So,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
just know you don't need to be perfect to be
Yeah.
energetically aligned. You need to be real. When it hurt,
Yes.
hurt. If you've
Mhm.
been abused as a kid,
Mhm.
let me help you, because we can make
Mhm.
that right and you can live a life without pain and blame. And that
Mhm.
is like one of the, like, I've helped build a woman shelter in Cambodia,
Oh.
in
Mhm.
Phnom Penh, raised the money and trained the people in trauma work. And,
Mhm.
while I don't really do trauma work so much anymore, and I don't really want to, you
Mhm.
know, so, but there is ways I can point you. Just jump on a free 20-minute call with me and we will figure something out for you. And that is where you get me in with you connecting for 20 minutes. I'm not selling you anything. I don't need to.
Yeah.
You will beg me to work with you, or it's not an alignment. So don't
Yeah.
worry. I won't kind of
Yeah.
like trick you with NLP or whatever it is into like the sales thing. I don't do that.
Mhm.
So just spoil yourself. This Thanksgiving, just go on my website called meltmystress.com
Yeah.
Go to book a call and book a call. That's it. Easy. Spoil yourself. You deserve it.
Mm-hmm. And especially during this Thanksgiving, it is a time to recalibrate ourselves and connect more deeply to who we truly are. You know, the most authentic, highest version of ourselves. And also, we're all just human. We're gonna go through different challenges of life, and it's important for us to stay in alignment, energetically aligned, so that we can overcome these challenges, because we're not gonna be able to source the best solution for a specific problem in the energy of the problem. And Simona, is such a gift to feel human emotions with one another. And when you've shared, thank you for the gift of vulnerability, which shows your deep strength, that I connected with you at the soul level. And you mentioned grief, I felt it. You know why? With my 15 years of nursing, which I didn't complain whenever they give me a patient, whenever whoever's in charge in the hospital, and they assign me a patient, the most hardest and difficult patient they give to me, the dying ones, I never complain, because I'm in a spirit of, God gave me this patient. I'll be the person to take care of this
Mm.
patient. And
It's really interesting
yeah,
that you say
so
that
I
you
feel
say that that's
you.
the yeah, that's the hardest ones. I'm a tender of the dying. I'm a thresholder. So I choose to sit with dying people because most people don't know how to hold that space. It's again sacred, like grief. So I've it's just like having died. It's the most wonderful thing to die, actually. And sometimes it's a regret that something's not finished that can actually be worked through quite easily on bedside. And you can learn that if you need to sit with a person. Just think of, if you can hold in yourself, if you have any kind of like belief in God or heaven, why would you be afraid to die?
Yeah.
If you have done a decent job at living, half decent, cared for others, like any nurse, I think, will go straight to heaven. Because there's this
Oh.
lovely thing that Jesus said, anything you have done to anyone else, like, I don't know how he phrases it in English, like the least of us, like the least worthy, you have done to me. Anytime you fed like a poor person, you have served me. It's not difficult to get into heaven. It's not like an executive VIP club. Just do the right thing, so you don't need to be afraid. It's okay. And when your time is up, your time is up. That's it.
Yeah.
No
Awesome.
struggle needed. No struggle needed.
Well, interestingly, you mentioned that. Have you heard of that? I would love to hear your perspective. This is just like not within the question, but because of what you've shared. Okay.
We
What are
don't throw the questions away.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm curious, so because you have, it's an honor to hear your unique perspective, Simona. It's beautiful. What do you say now with the term reincarnation? You've heard of that
Okay.
term? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Feel free to share away your
I've
perspective.
heard about that too.
Yeah.
So apparently I've had many, and when I went to India to train yoga, I went to this amazing yoga therapy in Pune. It's one of the best schools in the world. And the guru basically said, "Oh, there you are. You used to be my grand master in another life." And I'm German, right? And I
Oh.
didn't believe in past lives. And I just went, yeah, whatever. And then they took me on the mountain to see the Swami who waited, I don't know for how long, to give me the song. It was just totally surreal, totally surreal. Because past lives was not something I thought I was crazy.
Mhm.
And so I wasn't allowed to study and I was upset because I've paid a lot of money to go and study there. I was only allowed to remember.
Mm.
And then I just like, whatever, I paid for it. I want to do the yoga classes. So I really hurt my back. Ha ha, obviously. So I couldn't do any yoga. So I just sat there listening to the whole thing. And as I was kind of like paused in my body. And that's what I want to talk about. Your body speaks to you. If you
True.
are not in alignment, your body can stop you.
Mhm.
And I can see it. I can tell you what it's trying to say. And then you can unravel that. And physical symptoms don't need to be so bad as long as you listen to your body. So that was like an incarnation experience. There have been more. But so what I find, honestly, let it drop in, please. Take a sip of water. Have a sip of water, please.
Let's do some. Yeah, let's have some.
Yeah. Cheers. Best thing ever. Next to breathing. Mhm. We
Cheers,
tend to make
friends.
things, yeah. So we tend to make things too complicated. What
Yeah,
I do is
agree.
not complicated. So
Yeah.
first of all, your breath, right? If you're breathing poorly, your whole body suffers from lack of oxygen.
Mm-mm.
But most people breathe poorly because they have their head forward, which actually cuts off the oxygen supply or lowers the oxygen supply to your brain. Even just a small percentage has an effect on your oxygen supply in your brain. It's crazy. And on smartphones and laptops, that's what we do to ourselves. So realizing that and see what you can do differently is much bigger than a lot of the mental health drugs you're getting. That and hydration.
Amen.
Drinking clear water in a certain way, which I teach you in the thing that I'm going to share with you.
Cool.
And it's the simple things. Cleaning your lymph. Your lymph is something that picks up all the rubbish out of all of your cells, and then it just sits there, and you just pick up toxins. Making sure that you're regular, that you go to the toilet. Why do we give anyone any medication before that's sorted? It doesn't even cost anything. Like I see some really serious stuff solved with that. One of my clients had fibromyalgia, and that's all she needed. She didn't have fibromyalgia, but she had like the worst drugs in her system.
Oh, yeah.
But she doesn't breathe, she doesn't drink water, and she doesn't move her limb, and she doesn't go into nature. Just the basics that it's not even, it's common sense, isn't it? Is it common sense? Yeah, so why do we not do it? Why have we lost ourselves so far that we get all these wants covered, the car, the house, whatever, the outfit. We have all the wants covered, but we don't cover our needs. How is that? How did we get there?
Yeah.
So going back to basics, that's all I'm about. On the incarnation, I haven't forgotten the reincarnations. You can make things really complicated. Why? Your power is in the here and now. All your incarnations are in the here and now. Don't go searching for them. Let's deal with it in the here and now. And that's what I do. I cut cords. I do all sorts of things because I can see them drain you. It's easy. And I don't kind of like do like, ooh, the witchy stuff and cut them. I show you how you do it. You do it. I empower you. I'm not kind of like some, everyone's special. Everyone's amazing. It's just like I try to rekindle you into understanding that you know your body better than I will ever know your body.
Exactly.
So you are the expert in the room, not me. And I will remind you of that.
Amen. Oh, powerful. I love this perspective of yours, Simona. It landed for me at a soul level because you know how it's surprising for me when we act as mirror. And most of this is within me, and it's so refreshing to connect with you because we have shared that same belief. Deeply connected. I want a presence. That's why we exist, Simona. I feel there's truly a need to bring back the natural order.
Yep.
There's an
Yes.
imbalances that needs to
and then
be
you don't
fixed.
and then you don't need to fear politics or economy or whatever health issues. Like first of all, just like ground yourself, and there's very little fear when you're there. What if there's like a big global disaster? Well, it just is, but if I'm grounded, I'm most likely in the right place at the right time. Most likely.
Amen.
And that's what people forget. They feel they are a victim of all the tabloids. Free yourself from it. Free yourself from it.
Let's leave it at that. I love that expression, Simona. And we'll head on to some of the questions here. I love it. Free yourself. Okay.
The gift of liberation this Thanksgiving.
Exactly. This Thanksgiving, may this be the breakthrough, the freedom that you've been longing for, that your soul has been longing for. And Simona and I are your wake-up call. Okay. Well, I'm curious, Simona. I know, to be honest, I connect at a soul level those people who really endured the most challenging life experiences. So it's like I know we're connected because we've endured so much. Now I'm curious, what would be a biggest obstacle, that number one, that really you would love to share and can inspire people out here?
Not believing in yourself, thinking that another person has more knowledge about you than you have about you. It's crazy. Like, I
Deep.
have a lovely example for that. My beloved child, who
Yeah.
was, I don't know how old he was, he had meningitis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not someone that goes to the hospital. I fix things myself, right?
Ah.
But with that, it wasn't like my whole body went hospital. Like my like I heard it. I went to the out of hours clinic and they wanted to send me home with some paracetamol, with some kind of painkillers. And I just like, no, you can't send me home. I need to go into the hospital. And I just went like, I went into A&E and he was diagnosed with, it's just with one of the worst illnesses if you don't attend them. He could have had a mushy brain, never spoken again, if I wouldn't have reacted. That was over a doctor telling me that I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just because I can see energy. Mothers have that. We just need to clean the noise. And that's what I do. Lower the noise, and tap into the best mother, Mother Earth, to really guide you. And we will never be better than Mother Earth. So we can stop trying to be the best mother on earth and being the unconditional parent. It's nonsense. It's again just tabloids. You will not be an unconditional parent. And it's okay. You're good enough to just be a good parent. Okay? You're fine. You get the blessing to be a human for your children. Don't try so hard. Be real.
I respect what you've shared, especially me shifting from the Western approach of healing to now holistic healing, because I've seen how Western approach has become, the focus has been pharmaceutical, giving drugs nonstop.
Well, but if my child wouldn't have had high doses of antibiotics in this moment, he would have died. So bless the medical world and let them do their job. But let us look after ourselves first. So don't hand over the responsibility of your health to a doctor. Not his job, not her job. They work with pharmaceuticals. They're trained in pharmaceuticals. So the only thing they can give you is pharmaceuticals. Let's not pretend they're like holistic healers. I'm a holistic healer. I work with doctors.
Exactly.
If you have had your children really late and you're hitting menopause and your children are small, get HRT. Because your body has changed in letting the estrogen go, which you need for parenting, and wants to set you free. And then you get kind of like, because we're addicted, it's the same addiction, it's the same symptoms as coming of a drug addiction, menopause.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it's a bit rough for a bit, but it doesn't need to be super rough. As long as you know that on the other side is a much better life, but you will not be multitasking like with an estrogen brain. You need to actually focus on one thing you love doing. And if you find that thing that you love doing in your 50s, there's nothing going to stop you. You're going to rock it. But if you try to do multitasking in your 50s, you just burn out.
Thank
or
you.
burn out. Like
burn out. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, first of all, thank you for sharing this. It's like the point of what Simona was sharing, which I've learned through my experiences too, is really be in charge of your health. Okay?
But
Right?
also go to the doctor if you need it, right? So don't not go to
Exactly.
the doctor. A good
And it dep
place. They save lives, you
and
know.
it depends on how what you believe in. If you believe Western approach is gonna work for you, that's what's gonna work for you. If you believe holistic approach is gonna work, that's what's gonna work for you. Because
Well,
again, your belief creates your reality, you know?
well, it's not. I need to actually say no.
Feel free to
I
share.
actually need to say
It's
no because
okay.
if I get hit by a truck, I'll
Mm-hmm.
go to the hospital, not to a holistic Reiki master or something like that. There's jobs for the hospital, and there is your invitation to look after all the basics because they don't even ask you if you drink enough water. They don't even ask you if you sleep at night, which can have a lot and lot of symptoms that you see. So they don't really actually have the time to question. So your maintenance program is looking after yourself, and that's what I'll be gifting, what I will be
Oh,
sharing with you today. And if you do that, anything else that comes up, the doctor can deal with quite easily.
for sure. Well, Simone, I'm not in a disagreement with you.
Oh, yes, but
So just I want to
yeah.
make clear the energy. But I'm
Mhm.
used to being misunderstood, so I've accepted that in me. I'm not. I'm in agreement with you. Like there is really like every one of us on planet Earth matters. We all have roles that we play as doctors, holistic healers. We have specific function that we play, right? But it is up to us to know if we need to go to a doctor, see a doctor, right? Is that your
That is my big,
you have
that's my
you
big
have a
boy.
guest speak we
That's,
have a special guest speaker here?
that's my 18-year-old. We're actually on the way to his
Oh,
18th birthday treat to
aw.
Berlin.
Well,
So,
advance well, belated happy birthday too. What's his name?
William.
Hi, William. Welcome to our space.
Thank you very much. Lovely to see you.
Yay. Great to see you. Okay, I've seen William. Thank you for sharing, some interaction. Beautiful. And first of all, any our audience who's watching this with us, if you have questions already coming up, we still have 10 minutes in the space. Feel free to put it down already. We're coming to a close. Um here's I'm curious about Simone. Like we're almost done with the question is when you had that obstacle, when the obstacle specifically of really coming to know you, right? Like it's important for us to really come to know us and to really feel empowered and not to give our power away to someone. What was your solution that you've discovered that you can share here in simple terms?
Yes. So I was really good at helping others and understanding others. That was kind of my gift. And I kind of like forgot because life was busy that I matter.
Ah,
I served humanity all my life. And then there was this point where you just go, actually,
yeah.
I need to spend time with me, in
Amen.
silence, listening, communicating with me.
Mm.
And I think that's really the biggest thing.
I love
Yeah.
that. Listening.
Pause and care for yourself.
And in stillness, right? In yogi, like that's where we truly deeply feel who we truly are as a soul. And we're one.
Mhm.
We're connected, you know? And our human side, there may be triggers, right? But let's embrace the triggers.
Well, it would be crazy if you would be a human without triggers. You've
Right?
incarnated for the wrong reason, because the only reason why you incarnate is because you want to experience this ride called life. Lots of duality, lots of different flavors and textures. That's why you incarnated. Because otherwise, you could have played happy family in heaven for
Exactly.
eternity. So if you want
Exactly.
to be here, you come here to get the chocolate caramel with salt, so or with some cayenne pepper thrown in or something like that. You want to have all the flavors, the heartbreak,
Yeah.
all of them. They are all valuable.
Ooh, betrayal is one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good one.
And I'm
But
at the
just watch
uh-huh.
where you portray yourself before you blame another one to portray you.
Amen. Exactly. And the reason I bring lightness to triggers now, where I used to be, they mentioned about the victim role. I wasn't fully awake back then, of course. I was playing the victim role, but it's all part of the process, right? Of being
But also, if
human.
you actually
Human
think of
being.
the word trigger, right? Like think of a gun, right? Someone pulls the trigger. Well, someone pulling the trigger is only as bad as the ammunition you hold.
Uh-huh.
You hold the ammunition. If you let go of the ammunition, someone can trigger as much as they want. Nothing's going to come out on the other side. So I work on getting the ammunition out of the
Oh,
thing. So triggers are welcome. Triggers are good
amen.
because they show you how much ammunition you hold. And that's
Ooh.
resentment, blame, guilt. That's all great ammunition. So let the triggers come. Triggers are fantastic. Welcome the trigger.
Ooh, yes.
It shows you where you're at. It's your dipstick.
Exactly. And when you're immune to it, you don't take things personal and you just laugh at it. Well, welcome to the world of freedom.
Well, actually, then like really, if you would just laugh about everything, you're either numb on drugs or completely unempathetic. So it's okay to not always be happy. Like I do Italian, like Italian moments when I kind of like go like, I am a real human being. I have my faults. I have my strengths.
Yeah.
I'm not a saint,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not teaching sainthood. I'm also not teaching that just because I've been doing yoga since I was 12 every day, and I'm not always cool as a cucumber and have no ammunition. There are things that matter to me, and that's where the ammunition is.
Beautiful analogy, Simone. Okay, we've got like 5 minutes here. What is your special gift for our audience that you would love to share? Yeah. And Joyce, feel free to put it in the chat.
I'm so delighted to share this with you because I've been doing for quite a long time something called a full moon detox. Oh. So on the full moon, I got together with my tribe and I have this learning thing like this. So basically you just got an email, 5 emails for 5 days. And in that you didn't need to do everything, but so there's 3 tests you do to find out what your body tries to tell you. And they're so simple and they're free. Oh. And when you, and then when you feel like you need to do a little reset or release or detoxification, you can sign up for something called the Holistic Reset. And what I just said, you will deep dive into water, deep dive into breath, into all those things that I've mentioned that you need to get into balance, because there's nothing that will work. No mentorship in the world. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at someone and how hard you try. It doesn't matter. If your basics are not looked after, it makes it a hard, slow process. If your basics are covered, it makes it inevitable for you to get better and for you to flow more and have more insights. So that's a 5-day program. And I've just moved the emails because I like simple things. And it was just really simple, 5 emails, easy, onto a learning platform. And that learning platform is launching full moon. So there's another full moon in December, but if you sign up, you're on it forever, right? You just sign up. We will have a big launch in January, but you will get the access to the course. And you go through at your own pace. Just do what you like doing. It's all about play, pleasure. You don't need to drink anything yucky. You don't need to eat anything yucky. You don't need to starve yourself. None of that. It's about understanding your body and give it what it needs. So it's usually, I'm here in the pound land, so it's kind of like a bit different in America. The pound's a little bit stronger than the American currency. It's 111 pounds. It will be something around 200 maybe. That's Access for Life. Aww. And just for you, I have a coupon code, which I need to put on as soon as I land in Berlin. But if you send me a Facebook message, saying, reset me. I will send you a coupon code to bring this down to £11 just for you.
No
Just for you.
brainer.
Nothing. Reset me. And I would just like to invite you to play full out. And full out means don't try to do everything at the same time. Pick, however you're busy your full moon is, pick something that serves you and not overwhelms you. Because I'm in for the long one, not for the quick stuff. Because it's every little exercise in there you can establish for life, because your body will lap it up like nothing else. Your body will go, yes, 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 more, because it's a language of the body. It's energetically, and it's also, usually it's like one fits all. I don't do that. I don't do generic. I don't know how to do generic. So we have like feel into your practice and make it your own. There's 3 Ayurvedic body types, Vata, Kapha, Pitta. So we will look at that as well. So if you're not quite in tune with your body yet, there are little things that can help you guide into kind of like subcategories so you can understand yourself a little bit better. It's a real education. It's so beautiful. And education, the word comes from being inspired, not like school. It's all fun and easy. It's really easy. And I've worked on this for more than 25 years. And this is just the best, most effective tools in the right order to really make an impact. And you also have access to a WhatsApp group. So any questions you can ask there and I will answer them.
Beautiful. There you
Every
go.
every full moon, I'm there for you. And you can just ask and you shall receive.
Amen. That's in Matthew. I read the Bible. 7:7. Guess what? Learn to receive this Thanksgiving. Simona is giving herself energetic presence in your life that can change your life forever. Simply being in her space I met her at a kindness circle. We're both kind souls, I must say. And it's such a beautiful interaction with her. I've honestly, Simona, what a gift to really interact with your energy, because I'm really tapped into my most authentic self. No
Thank you.
pretense.
Thank
Us
you.
being who we are and accepting one another as yogi. That's why this is very a refreshing experience with you.
Even the word pretense, think about it. You prepare yourself to be tense by not being you. Why would you want to do that?
Exactly.
Our language is so beautiful.
I know. It is. Okay, well, let me see if there's any questions that is in the chat. Joyce, if there is any questions, feel free to share it at WhatsApp. Any comments from the guest speakers, or Joyce, if you have a question, feel free to ask it as well, and we can address it here. We could spend we're gonna give more extra time for you. We're gonna stay a little bit longer to just answer any question. Joyce, any question you may have, actually, since you've been with us too, it's our special gift for you too. Isn't it your birthday? You're gonna hear it directly from our expert here. How about you? Let me see. Or any insight, any comments that you may have as well for Simona. Okay, let's give it a bit, well, if you don't have, I'll have a question. Friends, I encourage you to activate your brain and wake them up. Cause yourself to really ask questions. We live in today's society where it has been a boring life. Don't live a boring life. Challenge yourself to think of a question and ask it anyways. There's no right or wrong question, friends. Share it away. We'll address them. Okay, I see Joyce typing. Because I'll have a question for you, Simona, because I really cause myself to ask a question because it activates my brain broke us, right? Oh, here. Joyce has a question. There you go. And we would love your this is a great question, actually. Joyce, great question. This is so much needed for people in the world. Simona, the question is, how do we handle triggers?
So if you can learn to look at this as a tiny, tiny bit of you, this human, lovely thing. And if you understand that there's a much, much bigger soul, spirit, huge, watching your experience with kindness. So whatever you do, and even if you lose it, and God knows I have, and I'm so sorry. My soul looks at me and goes like, Simone, that really matters to you, doesn't it? I'm so sorry that you need to feel so strongly about that. But you will learn from this. This is good. You needed that to change your course of action. As long as your trigger changes what you do next, it's okay to have any emotion. Just give yourself compassion first. Does that make sense? Self-compassion is really important. So my big, wonderful, benevolent soul watches me and just goes, darling, just breathe. This too shall pass. And it is needed for you to open, to nudge the next level of you. If your life becomes working with spirit through you, or your highest self, or whatever you believe in, like a clever self, through you, creating it, you still have triggers, because otherwise you wouldn't be human, and that's okay. I've worked with the Dalai Lama, and he still has triggers. So
Dalai
if he is
Lama!
still triggered, yeah,
Wow!
if he still has triggers
Uh-huh.
and needs to actually work on them,
Uh-huh.
who am I? Who am I to think that triggers are something I need to somehow, eradicate out of my life? You win some, you lose some. It's okay. It's okay.
How is that for
But
an
if
answer?
you get triggered over the same thing all the time, responding the same way, you're like in a little rat's loop. And then you need to get some help, because you just programmed yourself into being a slave of the trigger. But if you can do something different after triggering, no problem. It's fine. People will forgive you that love you, and well, if not, things happen. It's okay. It's a bit like you don't need to be the best at yoga to experience stillness. I teach stillness within minutes. Minutes. That's what I do. It's not that difficult. You don't need to first learn meditation. People make it too hard. It's easy. It's stopping doing yoga. It's stopping doing anything that gets you into stillness. And I can show you how to do it like that. 5 minutes, maybe 10. And that's it. And then you can use that stillness and put it in your yoga practice. You can put the stillness into your meditation. It's a much cleverer way around than the hard way. The easy road.
Beautiful. Beautiful answer. Which actually, thank you for that answer, Joyce. Yeah, in terms of question, because she included the trigger as like self-doubt specifically. Could you address doubt?
Yes, self-doubt. Thank you for making it specific, because then I can give you a specific answer, right?
Yeah.
Self-doubt is always a disconnect with your inner child. Always. I can help you with that. It's easy. And Joyce, for your birthday, why don't you book yourself a 20-minute call, and I will look at this with you.
There you go.
Self-doubt. Here you go. Let's look at what it is, because if you know what it is, the answer lies within it. The key lies within it, if you're looking. So because what we try to avoid also avoids actually finding the key. Because the key is right in the discomfort, in the
Mhm.
bit that hurts. So the
Yeah.
one
Feel the
therapy
feels.
that I have a problem with is hypnosis. Because it disconnects you from finding the key. It's really tricky to work with people that have done too much hypnosis.
Mhm.
Like it takes much longer for me to help you, and it's not necessarily so easy because the connection is gone.
Mm.
I need to
Mm.
quantum leap you back into your problem. Because that's where the key lies.
Quantum
That's
leap.
where the key lies.
Oh, I love it. Ooh, what? Feel the feels.
Mm, Feel the feelings.
Mm. Yeah.
Mhm. I also have a new book coming out January, so just keep your eyes. If you join me, if you join my tribe, you will hear about all these yummy things that I'm gonna bring out. And if you like yoga, I do like this crazy yoga masterclass once a month on the 11th of each month. The reason why I do it on the 11th of each month, because then it covers every day of the week and no one can come up with an excuse not to go ever. You know, so
Great.
so I figured
Touche.
that one out. Yeah. So and it's on replay. So you can have it for life. And I teach the yoga that no yoga teacher will teach you.
Ooh, that's interesting. Let's go, friends. Actually, I have a question that birthed through your while
Mhm.
you're addressing Joyce question. But by the way, thank you for your beautiful answer because it's surely gonna serve our audience here. I've seen in today's society, it has been heavily on patriarchal, male dominated society, right? That's why I feel like I exist. My purpose now is to bring more divine feminine. You know, as I work in healthcare, I bring the divine feminine in me. Yes, I am also masculine. There are things I needed to be in my masculine energy, to do tasks. Yet, I'm really truly bringing in the compassion, the love, the peace, the joy. And I know this is my purpose. I would love, since I really feel you in your divine feminine essence, which I love this mirror. This is my natural essence and I love it. I'd love for you to, and I know the world is shifting to also have a balance and bring more of the matriarchal presence more in today's society. I would love to hear your insight here.
So what if, because the whole universe doesn't create for the blink of an eye, you are there and you want it tomorrow, right?
Mhm.
That's kind of like what we don't understand.
Mhm.
It's a long game
Mhm.
for the universe.
Mhm.
Like we're just on and off, and that's it. You know, if you look at, how cultures change and things like
Yeah.
that. What if, and I just ask you, just drop into your feeling place. You have to bring your hand on your belly and just feel what I say because it might be a trigger, and that's okay.
Yeah, I love it.
What if it needs to get worse so it can become better? What if it needs to be more patriarchal so that we realize that we can't be without the mother? We need to really disrespect women so we can heal and say, like, no more. What if it needs to get just a little bit more uncomfortable? Is that okay if we then afterwards open a new era? Would that be worth it? Or are we too weak to handle it? Because that's the divine feminine.
Yeah. Love
Holding
it.
it, holding the space, holding the discomfort, holding the cauldron that's down there. How does that feel in your cauldron where you stir the emotions?
Yeah.
How does that feel when I say that? That it might get worse before it gets better.
Ooh. You
Breathe
know,
into it.
honestly, I'm in a space of surrender to what
And that's
is.
what's needed. Because what's you can bring that essence and hold that essence even when others forget about it. And the more pure you can hold it without looking at what you don't like, the more impact it has.
Wow.
Pain is felt by bits of your muscles that hold trauma or bits of your muscles that are really tight. If your body's relaxed, that's why we give muscle relaxants like morphine to people that have pain.
Mhm.
It's because it relaxes the muscles. Well, you can relax a muscle easier than with drugs. Easy.
Mhm.
No effort, no cost. Everyone can do it. And that's how stress and tension and pain can melt, even long-term pain. But trauma, childhood trauma, tension, clinging, clenching jaws, that is how pain is held. And it is the release
Yeah.
that actually clears. And that's where the lymph comes in and is beautiful. And we also look at parasites. And we look at parasites as in physical parasites and sponges. Just like people that take us for granted.
Yeah. Mm. Mhm.
And just look at it.
Yeah, I love that you've shared this. It really landed for me, and now I've learned though because like what thank you for your wisdom because it also supports my level of awareness about myself and how I live my life where I and to be more vulnerable, I was operating more on my masculine energy in the beginning stage. Then I became a yogi. That's when I more tap into my divine feminine. Became a yoga instructor and also dance instructor even to be really more in my feminine, the dance, singing. I sing. I do arts. I draw. Um and now with me tapping into the masculine and the feminine energy within me, I've learned to operate when masculine is being called. I've learned to operate when feminine is being called when I deal with people, you
We
know.
have everything inside of us. We have the mass murderer inside of us. We
Mhm.
have the saint inside of us. We have everything inside of us because
Mhm.
we're one. If it exists in
Yes.
the world,
Amen.
it can be triggered in us.
Amen. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Don't tell me that if my child would be tortured in front of me, I would kill. I would kill. I don't care if I'm a yogi, So I don't need to pretend I'm all saintly,
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's just like in the right situation, wow,
Mhm.
I could do terrible things.
Yeah.
That's where compassion comes in.
Mm.
That's why I worked in prisons and with soldiers. These soldiers have killed people.
Wow.
Not kind of like my people I hang out with so much, but really leaning in, really feeling it,
Mhm.
and then bringing that compassion in. It's just so beautiful. So beautiful.
Mm.
But first, before you do anything crazy like that, before you have compassion with another, have compassion for your own triggers.
Amen. Let's leave it at that. Woohoo, Simona! You reminded me of goddess Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. So much needed on the planet right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Simona, I think it would be a delight because we've experienced your grounding experience. I think just to close out this experience, a form of self-care during this special Thanksgiving. And I know you'll be spending time with loved ones, with families and friends, and whatever however you want to choose to invest your time and energy today. May this our Thanksgiving call here, this special gift for you. May this be a beautiful reminder on how beautiful you are, that it's important to give thanks for you as well, and where we can give thanks to the outside world for people, right? For gifts, the external and the material things, but give thanks to you for being the love and light that you are in this world because you matter. I matter, we matter, all of us matter. Any most important wisdom from you, Simona? And the grounding experience in the beginning was beautiful. Me and Joyce experienced it, and whatever you feel guided to share for all of us here is an honor.
Uncross your body and just have your hands like that lying on your thighs. And let your shoulders relax. And just notice where you hold tension. Just notice, like as if you could go, like you have your body as a clipboard and you can just highlight pen, kind of like areas of tension. Just notice. And let that be okay. Just for now. Just for now. Now feel your bum on the chair and your feet on the ground or wherever you're sitting. Just feel yourself where you touch the earth and feel held. Gravity has you, even on a bad day, on a great day. You don't get pulled more just because you were good. It's unconditional, truly unconditional. You won't float out in space in this lifetime. Just feel it. And let your roots go down into the mother to hold you strong, whatever the wind, whatever the weather. And then allow mother to feed you. That through those roots, energy come up. Feel it bubble up in your womb, in your belly. And just feel your belly and understand how many times you looked at your belly and it wasn't thin enough or whatever, just not perfect. And forgive yourself for every time you abused your body with your own words. Forgive yourself. Give yourself a big hug. I'm sorry. Repeat after me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Feel it. Feel it in the bottom of your belly. I am so sorry.
I am so sorry.
And when it feels like you got it, just nod. You can say it another couple times if you want to. And if you feel it, good, fantastic. And you can do that again. It's called the Ho'oponopono.
Oh yes, I love
Ryan.
that. Mm.
Yeah. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Forgive me.
Whenever we ask for forgiveness, we need to change course. We can't just get up in the morning and look at our belly and go like, ah, that's not forgiveness. Find the place that is willing to change that. And from there, say, forgive me.
Forgive me.
Find the place that is willing to change things and say it again.
Forgive me.
Feel the emotions. Don't keep it in your head. Drop it in. Drop it in, drop it in, drop it in. Tears are welcome. It's all good. Tears wash the soul. There's rainbow tears that are invited. Say it again.
Forgive me.
Bring your hands on your heart. I love you.
I love you.
You're speaking to your own body, your incarnation, that apparently is never good enough. Love it. Best you can. Not superhuman unconditional because you're setting yourself up to fail. I love you the best I can. I love you. Say it again.
I love you. Say this with us, friends. I love you.
I love you. And my love is good enough. It might get
Amen.
better,
Amen.
but it's good enough.
Amen.
Just stop not loving yourself because you think it's not unconditional. A lot of people deprive themselves of really good love because they think it's not good enough.
Amen. Mm.
I love you.
I love you.
Cool. The last one is thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Mm.
supporting.
Thank you.
Even though I don't even know how to look after you.
Mm.
Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for sending me signs and symptoms so I can learn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And feel that it's not like another chore to do something like a workshop like that I'm offering. It is actually an invitation from your body. Learn about me so you can treat me better, so you can love me better, so that your forgiveness is not a throwaway comment. And so it is.
And
And I
so
will
it
finish it.
is.
I will finish it with a Scottish Celtic
Mhm.
kind of like seal,
Mhm.
and it's Sha. And I will
Sha.
do it. And you can try it if you want. It's not just a Sha. Open your eyes. Check this one out.
Mm.
You breathe into your heart, fold everything that just happened into your hands as if you can bottle it. Hold it at your heart, not at your chin, and breathe into it all that wisdom, all what you've shifted, all of it. And what we do, Sha means, and so it is, and Sha also means, if it can shift in me, it can shift in the world. Isn't that beautiful? So open your eyes, take a deep breath. Let me go first.
Uh-huh. Wow. That was
I know.
sharp. That was sharp. I felt it.
Cool.
And for
And it's
one, I think you did it for
bound.
me too. I think
It's
you did
just,
it for me too. I
it's
felt it.
amazing. Amazing.
Wow.
Do you want to try? Do you want
Yeah,
to
of
try
course.
again?
Yeah.
Everything that's
Uh-huh.
through this hour just juggled in me, like just
Join
moved in
us.
me.
Whoever's with us, join us. Very
Yeah.
powerful. She did it and I felt it. Okay.
Okay, let's
All
do that
right.
again.
Okay.
Because you can do it too. I've just done millions of it.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
big breath, a deep low belly breath into the mother. As if you breathe in all the juices into your hand, as if you could bottle it. And then you explode it into the world. And you let it ripple, it goes around, yes, and it goes all the way around the North South Pole, and it hits you at the back, right at the back of your heart. It just goes through you again, around the whole globe.
Wow.
We are the ball,
Wow.
so we just go around. Whatever you wish for another comes straight back at you, good or bad.
Oh, thank you. I received this fully. You know why I know there's a deeper healing work that happened? There's so many messages right now from people whom I haven't heard. That's how powerful, Simona, to be in your presence. That's a gift. Wow.
We are powerful together. We, the whole
Oh,
community, we are
yes.
powerful together. You don't need to be powerful on your own. There's no point to it. Touch another. Share this video. Share whatever you want. Share an experience with your best friend over a cup of tea.
Amen.
Share it.
Yeah.
None of it is copyright or any nonsense like that. I have two hands. Two hands. Go and share what you learned from me wildly.
Oh. Those are my favorite. And well, I love everything about this, Simona, this call. The two things that really stood out, the tools that I'd love to summarize for the audience is the Sha. Is that the name? Sha.
So you would spell it Shaaa, but you whisper it, you breathe it. It's
How
your
do you
breath.
how do you spell?
SH and two A's. It's not, it's EA with an apostrophe, but it's
Sha.
like the phonics is like sha.
Sha. Sha.
And your mouth stays open and your arms stay open and you wait
Sha.
for it to go all the way around the
Sha.
globe till it
Yeah.
hits you in the back.
Wow. And also the real term. Yeah.
Reclaim energetically aligned lives.
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, with this, I'd love to I think let's leave it at this. I think it would be a great day today, an amazing day for every one of us and how connected we all are. And I love that you said together we are powerful. And I love when I was I'd love to share a gift too, because when I was actively teaching yoga in for core power back then in a hot yoga studio, I love to end it with this too. You know, the love and light in me honors the love and light in you, Simona, Choice, to make this amazing event happen, and to everyone who's on this space right now, and to the entire globe, even the extraterrestrial beings that we may not be even aware of in the entire galaxy, and in
They're
the
all
heavenly
watching.
realms.
They're all watching.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. And then also in the soil, like in Mother Earth, right? In the underworld.
Worms, they don't know what happened underneath. They're like, what was that? Right?
Exactly. Yeah, so I love to share that the love and light in me honors the love and light in each one of you. And I'm an extension of you. You're an extension of me. We are all one in love and light. And let's breathe that in. Inhale. And open mouth. Exhale. And namaste.
Namaste, my friend.
Yeah. Soul sister. Soul sister.
Beautiful alignment.
Ah,
Beautiful,
it is.
beautiful.
It is. Okay. Well, friends, enjoy the day and give thanks every day. Give thanks. Mwah! Love and light. uh, all right.